What's up, Virgo? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. Happy birthday to all the Virgos out there. We're going to do a fun and short little tarot video for you all about this Pisces full moon. So with all full moons, we always want to look at our energy and what is no longer serving us, what can be released, end of the cycle, right? As well as what can be embraced, the starting of a new chapter, new beginnings. So we're going to look at what to release from your life, what to embrace, and then some advice or guidance from Spirit. So do keep in mind, as always, these are general messages. Not everything I say will resonate with everyone out there. Please use your own judgment to determine what messages are for you, for your best and highest good, and you will know intuitively what those are. Come into this with an open heart and an open mind, and ultimately release what does not serve you. Everything else will be in that description box below, including the decks I am using today, as well as my social media channels. Check me out on the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Other than that, we're going to hop in. Wow, you got poppers for my Virgo friends during this Pisces full moon. All right. This card wanted to be seen. Messenger of air. Are you spying on someone? Are you trying to get more information? Or maybe you're a student. Maybe you're taking more classes and trying to improve your knowledge base, your intellect. That card wanted to be seen, so we'll keep that in mind. Anyway, what needs to be released during this Pisces full moon? Justice. I heard waiting for justice, waiting for some determination, result, or judgment call. The Page of Water, potentially having to do with your emotions. Or, for some of you, you're waiting for an apology. Okay, some of you are waiting for an apology or potentially something to do with, it could be even a legal case or battle over custody of a child. It could have something to do with your child, particularly if your child is a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, but it doesn't have to be. It more has to do with like that very innocent, youthful emotions, very like untainted, very pure love that you have for something. You're waiting for some sort of decision. I'm just going to leave it at your person. So it could be romantic, it could be your spouse, it could be your child, it could be your friend. I don't know if you're waiting for them to return some sort of results that are greatly going to impact your future, but there's a need to stop worrying about it and to stop thinking about it because, and I mean, easier said than done, right? I understand that, I acknowledge that, but it's weighing on you emotionally. It's clouding your own judgment or potentially making you almost like, the expression like sick to your stomach about something. It's keeping you up at night, or emotionally, it's really affecting you to the point where I think it's unhealthy. Yeah, somebody who did you dirty, somebody who, for a lot of you, it might be some sort of legal case. You're looking back at something, and I am getting revenge, actually, with this card. Dark gray clouds ahead. So, again, clouding your judgment. You might not be thinking clearly because you were so trying to protect either your child or you, your innocence, your love, your purity. There's something you hold near and dear to your heart. But yeah, this decision, I don't know if it rests in your hands. For some of you, it might. But what needs to be released is this energy about it. I don't know if it's revenge, or this is sometimes the winning at all costs card. Saying things with sword energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, to someone that you regret or resent. I'm getting heavy resentment here. So that's going to be a little bit different for everyone, but that needs to be released, and I will say dealt with in a more healthy way. If you're awaiting the results of something, don't wait with like a bitter heart or with jealousy or resentment. Find healthy outlets to, I do want to say, distract yourself. You do have a good amount of air energy here. Oops, this is a Libra card. You might be dealing with a Libra. But yeah, there's a need to kind of, I do want to say, give it up to God, give it up to Spirit, let the cards fall where they will, then worry about the details or how you're going to build or where you're going to go from there, because I don't get the impression that the decision rests with you and that's making you anxious or nervous or, again, kind of unhealthy emotions are coming up surrounding this situation. Unhealthy behaviors too. So what needs to be embraced for my Virgos? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, clearing your mind, fair judgments, fair ruling, high vibrational thoughts, if you will, and also potentially cutting something or someone out of your life that isn't serving you. She can be very severe, she can be very sharp and very cold, but ultimately, I mean, it is another card of Libra. You might be dealing with a Libra, have that strong in your chart. Ultimately, she operates with her intellect because she believes it is her truth, that what she is doing with justice, with, you know, the ruling she makes. It's because she's doing it for the people, for her kingdom, for her castle. Something about it's a mind, I was going to say mind over heart decision, mind over matter. It could be mind over money. Some of you may be upset if you feel like you're getting kind of the short end of the stick on some sort of legal deal. There's a need to raise your vibration and see things in like their true state, with clarity, in sunlight, when things are illuminated with clarity. The Three of Water. Okay. Some of you, I don't know if you're trying to sever a third party. Because 3, I'm thinking parent, child. Some of you might be fighting for custody of a child. Or some of you may be going back to this state where you're wanting you're wanting to reestablish peace and love within a group dynamic. But what I'm getting from this is there's too many emotions right now. Something about the emotion needs to be cut, or compartmentalized. This is like putting on your poker face. When you go into the courtroom, when you go into the office, when you, I don't know if it's with your family, when you come home at night, that feels sort of false to me. It feels more of like a very sterile environment where it's not appropriate at this time to operate with your heart on your sleeve, to operate with full emotions. There's something about stick to the facts. Stick to the facts is coming through here. And because it's like the sword is trumping the emotions, the water, the facts, the knowledge, the data, the statistics is what's dominating over the emotions. That's significant here. That's what needs to be embraced. It's like letting your emotions fall to the wayside just for the time being, because something about that is it's impacting your decision or someone's decision in a negative light. Harping on potentially difficult emotions among the team, among the group dynamic. Stick to the facts. Stick to the facts and something about the evidence at hand. Or the documentation, if that applies for someone. Double Libra energy. Interesting. So what is your advice or guidance? Valor, the 7 of Wands. Yeah, this has been a struggle. This has been a battle, but ultimately, whether you realize it or not, in your guidance, what this is saying is that you do have the higher ground. Some of you are feeling very defensive, that you may have a million things or a million people coming at you. You're having to defend your word, your truth. Some of you defending your emotions, why your emotions are valid or validated, something like that. There is some sort of trick, some sort of dynamic where you have to weave around the fire. You have to, I'm trying to put this in a more sensible way. It has to do with avoiding arguments and conflict and obstacles that are ultimately going to stand in your way of just charging through, of getting through. Following the 7 of Wands is the 8 of Wands, which is fast, rapid forward movement. So whatever this decision is you're potentially waiting on or needing to make, you're going to get there. The results are going to come, but in the meantime, it is a little bit of a tricky dynamic. I'm even getting the visual of like, I feel like this is in like Charlie's Angels, where they have to go through this room and there's like lasers or lights that are going to trigger the alarm. So it's like this very almost like this dance with their body of they have to like avoid everything just so to not set off the alarm. That's what this is saying to me. But that alarm, it's almost like people. It's like, don't poke the bear, don't ruffle feathers unnecessarily. Again, don't overreact out of emotion. Don't let your temper fly off the handlebars. It's like gliding or gracefully getting through these obstacles or these struggles one by one, potentially with a group. With the 3 of Cups and the 7 of Wands, the idea of 6 other wands coming at you, something about you may be, your head may be on the chopping block, metaphorically. You may have a lot of people opposing you. Some of you might be lawyers and you might be in court having to defend your argument. Stick to the facts. Don't fight fire with fire. Avoid the petty drama and bullshit, and that's exactly what this card is. I just saw 1111. Some of you might be dealing with the repercussions of like a soulmate or a twin flame, that something got out of whack, something went a little bit wacky or wrong. This is about getting through with class. With class, it's like avoiding the explosion, avoiding the alarm going off. It's up to you. The power rests with you. You do have the upper hand, but this is about trusting yourself. You got the Justice card again. Justice will be served. I like this. If you go about this in, again, the most peaceful way possible, yes, stand in your truth, deliver the evidence, stick to the document at hand, whatever it is. If you let your emotions fall to the wayside, compartmentalize them, even though you may be screaming on the inside or crying on the inside, it's like you need to fight this battle very strategically in order for justice to be served. For things to work out in your favor, they will. And I mean, there's the 11. I just saw 1111, and you literally have the Justice card twice. I mean, here it's 8, but yeah, I mean, it's justice twice. And then you have 7 of Earth. So 7 of Earth is, is it worth it? Is it worth it? It's the assessment card. It's looking at the seeds you planted and wondering if they will grow. For some of you, it's looking at the way you've had to support your argument, the details that you included in your report, or even is it worth it bringing up the past? Dragging somebody's name through the mud to make yourself look good, or ultimately because you're hurting, because something about you're trying to protect this very like innocent, naive, or something that is just not to be tainted. There's the temptation to do some serious damage. This is asking you in the tangible. Maybe there's money riding on this deal or whatever it is. Is it worth it? Take the higher ground. That's what this is saying. Take the higher ground, because yeah, it's like the gods, the decision, the jury, they will side with you as long as you, it's something about like cool, calm, and collected. Raise your vibe. Don't fall into the trap of whatever this is for you, Virgo, okay? Let's grab one more universe card for my Virgos. What an interesting read this was. This is very unique. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. That's what this is saying. Don't react out of any of those things I just said. There's a temptation to almost take justice into your own hands, and you're ill-equipped, but you're trying to potentially plot out how to balance the scales, how to take justice into your own hands, serve someone their karma. This is saying release that. It's up to the universe, right? It's up to the gods. Put it out to the universe, leave it up to spirit. To even these cards, look how similar they are with like the stars in the sky. Don't react out of pain, out of fear, out of judgment. Again, do your part, speak your truth, but higher vibrations. Stand your ground, but act from a place, how I was saying with the Queen of Swords, that is serving the kingdom, not just yourself. You're looking out for more than just your own, it's more than just your own good. Again, there might be a child involved, or that child could represent something that means a lot to you. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's a pet, maybe it's a family member. Any form of separation are merely calls for help. So for some of you, you may be separating from a partner, but yeah, it's like this, something about help. It's like it needs nurturing, it needs healing. It doesn't need somebody like sticking a sword into somebody else. There's a way to do this properly. There's a way to come out the victor. There's a way to do this with class, with integrity. And then there's this way. Which way are you going to choose, Virgo? That's what I got for you. All right, let me know in the comments below what resonated for you. All the best to you, Virgos. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.